20 tips to capturing the right audience and being heard in a noisy world. Tip number 1. Choose a niche you care about. If you don't care about your topic, then you can't expect anyone else to either. Tip number 2. Choose a niche that isn't entirely oversaturated. This might sound obvious, but it's something that a lot of people don't consider. Creating a website that's about health and fitness will create a massive uphill challenge for you, so why not move somewhere quieter? Tip number 3. Combine topics to invest new niches. If you want to stand out, you need to be different. One way to do this is to create an entirely new niche by combining two popular ones. Tip number 4. Use the right images for your posts. When people share on Facebook or other social media, they often don't even read the post first. They thus are basing their entire decision on the title and image alone. Tip number 5. Have a persona in mind for all posts. Think of a very specific person when writing your posts, and this will help your content to be relevant to specific members of your audience. This is highly conducive to sharing. Tip number 6. Consider memes. Stuck for an image that will get likes and shares? You can create a meme using many online tools, and these tend to share very well. Tip number 7. Use Facebook comments. Add Facebook comments to your blog and people can discuss your posts right on your site. They can also easily share their comments to your account. Tip number 8. And Twidget. This adds a feed from your Twitter account to your website sidebar. Tip number 9. Use IFTTT for automation. IFTTT lets you link your various online apps and social accounts. This can achieve some incredibly powerful things, so look into it. Tip number 10. Outsource. It's important to ensure your business looks as professional as possible, so outsource the design elements, etc. Tip number 11. Use influencer marketing. Working alongside someone who already has a massive audience is a fantastic way to make yourself heard. Tip number 12. Be visually interesting. Standing out with a different topic and approach is great, but for that instant interest, try and make sure your site looks different too. How can you grab attention and excite your audience? Tip number 13. Think of your social media as a service. You are providing some kind of useful service to your audience, and if your site shuts down, they should miss it. Tip number 14. And your blog posts as products. Likewise, treat your blog posts as products. Market each one as you would a product. 2. Tip number 15. Promote old content. Just because it's old, that doesn't mean you can't get people interested again. Tip number 16. Share what you know works. When sharing third-party content, use a tool like BuzzSumo to find what's popular. Tip number 17. Go where your audience is. Know your audience and promote yourself where they're likely to be. Tip number 18. Learn your value proposition. What is the emotional drive behind your message and product? Tip number 19. 1,800 words is the ideal blog post length. This will make your post a useful resource that others are more likely to link to. Tip number 20. Be consistent. Success doesn't come overnight. Keep at it, and you'll get there.